The WNBA is in the midst of a seismic shift that's redefining the very fabric of women's basketball. Every game pulses with raw intensity. Every play carries the weight of legacy. And at the center of it all is a story that transcends the court, a story of justice, loyalty, and the soul of a league in transformation. In a season where the spotlight burns brighter than ever, one moment has erupted into a defining flashpoint. It's a moment not just about basketball, but about something far deeper: respect, protection, and unity. Picture the scene. The Indiana Fever, led by the transcendent Caitlin Clark, are locked in a fierce battle against the Seattle Storm. The air crackles with tension. The crowd's energy is electric, and in the chaos of this high-stakes showdown, one player steps up not just for her teammate, but for the future of the WNBA. That player is Sophie Cunningham. In a viral moment that set the basketball world ablaze, Cunningham's bold defense of Caitlin Clark demanded that we all pause, watch, and reflect on what this league stands for. Rewind to the heart of the action. Caitlin Clark isn't just a rookie, she's a phenomenon. She's a generational talent who's rewritten the script of women's basketball, transforming the Indiana Fever into a cultural juggernaut. Her logo threes splash through the net like poetry, and her no passes slice through defenses with surgical precision. Caitlin Clark has changed the game. And the question now is, who's willing to stand beside her as she continues to shape the future? Her ability to command the floor has made Caitlin Clark the undeniable face of the WNBA. And the numbers don't lie. Indiana Fever games are shattering. Records one matchup peaked at 2.2 million viewers and averaged 1.7 million, making it the third most watched regular season game in WNBA history. Arenas are selling out. Ticket prices are soaring. And ESPN reports a 14% surge in WNBA coverage, with ABC viewership skyrocketing by 76%. Clark isn't just moving the needle, she is the needle, the gravitational force pulling fans, sponsors, and media into the WNBA's orbit. But with that spotlight comes a shadow. Game after game, Clark faces a brutal gauntlet, relentless defenders, punishing physicality, and a barrage of hard fouls that test her grit. And far too often, the referees stand silent, their whistles tucked away, leaving the league's brightest star exposed. Now let's zoom in on the Seattle Storm game, a clash destined to be remembered as a turning point. From the opening tip, Clark is under siege. Defenders swarm her off the ball, grab her through screens, shove her on drives, and lean in with elbows and hips, daring the officials to act. In one pivotal sequence, Clark powers to the rim, a defender's arm raking across her midsection in a clear foul. The referee, standing mere feet away, eyes locked on the play, does nothing. No whistle, no call, just deafening silence. The crowd erupts in disbelief. On X and TikTok, fans break down the moment frame by frame, their frustration boiling over. How can the player fueling the WNBA's cultural and economic explosion be left so unprotected? How can the league's biggest drawther, one filling seats and spiking ratings, be denied the basic star treatment given in every other major league? And then, like something straight out of a Hollywood script, Sophie Cunningham steps in too. The spotlight, a ticky-tack foul, is called on her hands straight up, her defense textbook, barely making contact. Yet the whistle blows, and the arena groans. The contrast is blinding. Clark is getting hammered with no calls, while Cunningham is penalized for a breath of contact. It's a glaring double standard, a snapshot of something deeper. And in that moment, the question becomes impossible to ignore. Is the league truly protecting its stars, or is it failing the very player leading its revolution? In an instant, Sophie Cunningham, a fierce competitor with fire in her veins, draws a line in the sand. This moment isn't just about one missed call, it's about fairness, loyalty, and standing up for the player who is redefining the sport. Cunningham's viral reaction isn't a mere outburst, it's a rebellion. She's defending Caitlin Clark, her teammate, the face of the league. And in doing so, she's sending a clear message to the WNBA. If you won't protect our star, we will. The emotional weight of this moment ripples far beyond the hardwood. Fans have had enough, they're no longer staying silent. Across social media, they're doing the league's job for it, posting side-by-side clips that expose the disparity. Clark getting hacked with no whistle, while players like Cunningham are called for the softest touch. The numbers back it up. Clark's games with the Indiana Fever are driving a historic viewership surge, with ESPN reporting a 33% increase in regular season audiences compared to last year. This isn't just basketball, it's a cultural movement, and Clark is its heartbeat. And yet, the league's response? Silence. Commissioner Kathy Engelbert has offered no statement, no press conference, not even a tweet to address the growing frustration around officiating inconsistencies. The WNBA is happy to ride Clark's wave, sold-out arenas, her viral highlights, her staggering economic impact, but when it comes to protecting her on the court, they vanish. It's a hypocrisy that stings, and fans aren't letting it slide. Cunningham's stand is a clarion call, a moment that crystallizes what's at stake. Clark's teammates feel it too. Aaliyah Boston, thriving off the gravity Clark creates, exploded for a career-high 31 points and 8 rebounds in that very game against Seattle, shooting a red-hot 72% from the field. Kelsey Mitchell was electric, dropping 26 points, including 5 OF7. From deep, her confidence surging thanks to the space Clark opens up. These performances aren't isolated, they're the ripple effects of one player's impact, and a team's unwavering belief that their superstar deserves more. The message is loud and clear. Caitlin Clark has changed everything, but now it's time for the league to step up. And then the floor opened even more. Lexie Hull, inspired by Clark's leadership, recorded her first career double, a milestone moment sparked by the energy Clark brings. And then, there's Erica Wheeler, now with Seattle, who paused to check on Clark after a hard-fought, small but powerful gesture of respect that speaks volumes. These aren't just isolated stats or fleeting moments. They're living proof of Clark's influence. Even on a night when her own shot wasn't falling just 6 points. 8 turnovers, Clark still orchestrated a 94-86 Fever victory, delivering 9 assists, 3 steals, and commanding the floor with a presence far beyond her years. That's not just talent, that's transcendence. That's why Sophie Cunningham stepped up. That's why fans are rallying. Because this movement, is bigger than basketball. Caitlin Clark is carrying a billion-dollar brand on her 22-year-old shoulders. She's filling arenas, spiking ticket prices, selling out merch, and turning the WNBA into a global conversation. Before her arrival, the league struggled for consistent viewership. 300,000 viewers per game was considered a win. Now, Clark's presence has turned the WNBA into primetime spectacle. She's not just a player, she's a cultural force. A Midwestern kid with infectious warmth, who signs jerseys, chats with young fans, and carries herself with a grace that wins hearts. As one fan beautifully put it, she's so welcoming, so warm, she's cut from the same cloth as us. And yet, every night, she faces cheap shots, hostile energy, and a system that seems content to let her fight alone. Sophie Cunningham's viral moment is a wake-up call, a demand for accountability. If the referees won't protect Clark, her teammates will. If the league won't speak up, the fans will, and they're doing it loudly. On X, on TikTok, in sold-out arenas, they're united with one powerful, undeniable message. Caitlin Clark deserves better. Clark deserves better.